You have an image you want to pan and zoom across your screen. Let me show you two ways in Canva that you can achieve this. So the two ways we're going to do this is one, we're going to do it in video and one in presentation. Why presentation? Because I feel like with the new video editor, presentation is easier than doing it in video, but we'll do video first because this is technically going to be a video that you're going to use. So let's click on a video. And let's go over to elements, and I'm going to pull up this image is the image that I want to use. If you click right into it with the new video editor, as you notice that it is automatically attached. We do not want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I am going to detach it from the background. If you notice, the page is gone and then it's just your photo floating. So what I want to do now is I want a blank page here, and I'm going to need these blank pages. So I'm going to get a blank page, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to time it for however I want. So I kind of want these at 7 seconds. So I'm going to pull this till it says 7 seconds. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this how many times I'm going to want to transition. And for a cheat, I'm going to do it easy. I'm going to take that transition. I'm going to use that match and move in between already here, turn it all the way up. So when I duplicate the page, that transition should move with every page I'm going with. So I'm going to go and duplicate it. Let's say we're going to do it like 4 or 5 times. I'm going to go ahead and do a duplicate and a duplicate. Let's do just one more. All right. Now I'm going to go and verify that my transition traveled in between. And see, I'm having a hard time getting that transition. I'm telling you, it's not fun, y'all. This new video editor is not fun. All right, so I got a hold of that, and I want to make sure I'm applying it between all scenes. And there we go. Now it's all in there. It should have traveled, but it didn't. It's the new editor. And what I want to do is I'm going to take this and make it to where it's all the size of that page. So you want to make sure that aligns with the page. And then what you want to do here is grab on this, and then you're going to do the same thing, and you're going to duplicate it. I'm going to do that how many times I need it for the pages. We're going to keep duplicating, which this really beforehand it was so much easier. And I'll show you once we get to the motion jiggy. Oh my goodness, there's some weird stuff going on here. You probably can't see it, but I can see it on mine. Where this thing is it's like white stuff going on, and I can't see anything. So, what I want to do is I'm going to raise this up so I can see all these and make sure that I have one. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to layer them across like so. And match them up and try not to have any gaps in between them. And I want one more. So let's duplicate and get one more. Yes, this is a pain in the butt. The old way was very much more simpler and you didn't have to do all this. Canva really kind of mucked stuff up when they did this, but hey, it is what it is. But if you want this effect, you kind of gotta go around. And I don't know why this one doesn't want to go down. There it goes. All right, so now we got these. So now I want to go into each page. I want to go into this one. Let's go here. And I'm going to put this down. I'm going to try to put it down. Holy mac and cheese. I don't know if you can see this weird stuff it's doing. I don't think it can when it's recording. It won't show you all this like weird like trailing and stuff this is doing. But it is terrible. It is trailing bad. So you might be seeing something more clean than I am. I am not seeing clean whatsoever. So I got my first one how I want it, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to grab the second one, and then let's say I just want the cheese. We're going to do the cheese here, so I'm going to make that bigger. Sometimes you're going to have to go here. Make sure you only pull from the corners. Don't do the little bar here because that'll sometimes mess up your match and move. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to get my cheese and make sure it's in the whole frame here. And like this one, I'm going to take it and I am going to, let's do a little twist. And then I'm going to take up and I'm going to do like the nuts and stuff. Let's do the ginger. And then here we can switch it around like this way. And let's just do the knife. And what else do we got on here? The cheese. So we'll just do the little pieces of cheese like so. And then we'll just have this kind of go back into normal. Okay. And then now that we have that, we're going to go and look at it. And let's make it bigger so we can all see. And then we're going to push play. And remember, we got these at 7 seconds, so you can do these very much smaller. But, okay, so this is very laggy. I don't know if it's my computer or which doesn't help. See it's spinning right there? So it's not Canva per se. It is Canva per se. But what we can do, just to see if it looks better, let's download it real quick and then I'll show you that it's not going to look that terrible. So I'm going to make sure it's MP4. I'm going to hit download and then we'll let it come back in. And I'll show you that it doesn't look that bad. So this is the final result. This is what we downloaded. Now again, it looks a little slow because we did it at 7 seconds, but you see the smoothness in the pan and the zoom and it looks good. So if it looks a little sketchy inside of Canva, don't fret. Usually when you download, it will look smooth. But as you can see, it came out good. Everything's moving and zooming and panning and all that stuff like that. So we did good on that one. So let's try it in presentation. I think you're going to like that a little bit more than this video one. So now we're back over in Canva. We're going to go into presentation and do it that way. So I have a presentation here. What I want to do with this is I'm going to grab that same picture and then I am going to expand it out the way I'll make sure that it's filling the whole thing because I got some white right there. All right, here's my first page. So what I want to do is I want to click on this page and see my timer. I want each mine, we're going to do the 7 seconds again just because, or maybe we're going to do it slower. We're going to do it quicker. So let's say I want to do 3. So I'm going to click on this and I'll go 3, enter, and that's the timing of this slide. So that is going to time each one of these to 3 seconds. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this page and you're going to duplicate it how many times you want to move around your slide. So let's say we're going to just do it. We're going to make 5 slides. All right, so each one of these are going to be 3 seconds. If we check them, see each one still 3 seconds. And what I want to do in between here is I'm going to go and put my match and move in between. I turn it all the way up because I like to have that slow transition, and I'm going to apply it between all the pages. Now that's going to take your timing down to 2.2 because it shaves off of each side. So if you're good with that, keep it that way. If not, you can actually go back in here and change the timing back to 3. Enter. And then across the pages like that. So that should change them back into 3 a piece with your match and move. So now I have them all. What I want to do, I want to keep this as my original. And we're going to just do this really fast because we already did some panning and zooming on the other one. So what I want to do here is, of course, we're going to shoot that down. I'm going to pan. And I'm going to get these. And I'm going to go a little sideways with this. And then I'm going to take this one and go here. Now you can do this too. So say you're here and you just want to move your image around, you can just duplicate the page this way and then go from there last. But sometimes it's going to get stuck. So when it's stuck like that, don't fret. Go into layers, click on it from here, and then now it should move. So let's say you just want to do it easy like that, you can do it that way, or you can just go and do it like so. And we're not doing it any particular way right here because I just want to do it there, and there we go. What you'll do is you'll go to File, Download. What you want to do, go up here and make it an MP4. And then you want to download it. And this is what the one from the presentation looks like. Presentation, way more easier to do than doing it in video. If you're using a video format, regular size video format, do it in presentation. Don't do it in video. Download your video and then bring it back into Canva or wherever your video editor you're using it for. So much easier than doing it the other way. And that's all I have for you today. My name is Michelle. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.